Okay, so we got the couplers in that we needed to finish off the intercooler piping. We got the 2.5 to 3 inch adapter, the straight one here, and a 45 here, which goes from 3 inch to 2.5. So the intercooler piping is all hooked back up. So the last thing I need to do is I test fitted the bumper, and I need to trim a little bit more here for the pipe, the intercooler piping, and a little bit more here and here. Yeah, it's just getting it fitted right and making sure nothing is rubbing. You know, you got to have enough clearance so that when you put it on and, you know, the motors are moving and the car is shaking, that parts aren't rubbing, you know, because if these intercooler pipes, if these couplers like rub on anything, over time it'll just rub a hole right through it. So you got to make sure you have some decent clearance. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Hopefully we'll have this thing buttoned up and I can fire it up today and maybe take it for a couple test hits on the street out here. So let me get to finishing up the trimming on that bumper, and we'll get it test fitted, get it all put back together, and go from there. Okay, so got everything trimmed. All the parts that I needed to trim are all set and ready to go, and I went ahead and just kind of touched up a little bit some of the areas where when I took the bumper off I kind of scratched it. This paint, like I'm not going for any kind of show quality or anything like that, but it doesn't look too bad. There was quite a few little scratches through here and all that, and all I used was this paint here. It's automotive touch-up paint and this clear coat here. So I don't recommend this paint. Like if you're trying to make your car look really good and last a long time, it's not good paint. I mean, I keep this car garaged, and you know, I only take it basically to the racetrack. But if it's something you're going to use for like a daily driver, that paint is junk. It will, you know, it's just a regular clear coat, where like a good automotive clear coat would be like a 2-part clear coat, like a good automotive clear coat. This is just for touch-up and to make this car look decent. I don't really care too much. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I actually did this bumper too with that same stuff. You know, in a few areas where the paint was faded, I just kind of touched it up and blended it in a little bit, and it doesn't look too bad. I mean, like this is the original paint on this car. You know, there's only touch-up, not any, you know, car hasn't been repainted. You can see here, I don't know if you can see that little like faded line there. Yeah, I kind of blended this in right here because there was kind of a weird spot here when I got the car. Paint was kind of peeling a little bit in this area, so I kind of scuffed it, sanded it down a little bit, and then used that automotive touch-up paint, you know, that you just match up the color by your whatever your paint coat is. And I mean, it doesn't look terrible. Like, white is actually the easiest color to kind of make look good. Even if your car looks, you know, if the bodywork is not perfect, white will cover it up. So from a few feet, this car looks like really good. So that's why I use it. You know, eventually the right way to do it would be, you know, to pay someone to sand it down and repaint the whole car. But, you know, we just use it for racing, and I don't really care that much the appearance. I kind of like that it's original. I kind of like that the paint is from 1993. It's kind of cool. You know, it keeps it original. And usually when you get a car painted, they're just never the same. You know, even like you'd have to pay a lot of money to get a really good paint job, take it down to, you know, metal and all that, and to make it perfect. And I just don't really care. I'm not that into looks. So anyway, while this is drying, you know, I just put a little clear coat on it, let that dry. The next thing I need to do on this car, which I've been procrastinating, is hook up the boost controller. I mean, it's hooked up, you know, it's plumbed and all that. It's just that I don't have it wired. So I need to run a wire from there to the ECU master. and get that hooked up and then get it tested on the laptop. So yeah, so while that's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and hook that up, and yeah, we should be able to, after that, I should be able to put the bumper back on, and maybe we'll throw some E85 in it and start it up and start working on the tune a little bit. Okay guys, so we got the bumper put back on. Everything looks good. Everything fit just like it should. And I went ahead and put the E85 in, and what we need to do now is adjust. I need to adjust the tune a little bit. I need to add fuel. So like a rough estimate is, you know, when you're switching from 93 octane to E85, you got to add about 30% more fuel. So I'm just going to go in and do, you know, a little calculation and add 30% to the fuel table. Maybe a little less because it was running rich to begin with. So I may do like 25% and see what it looks like, you know, start it up, and let's see what the AFRs look like. So let me do that, and then we'll start it up. Okay, so I worked on the tune a little bit, and I've got it to idle pretty good on the air-fuel ratio. So on E85, the air-fuel ratio is a little different. If you're using the American scale, it's like 12.8, 12.9 to 1 is your ideal. And if you're using the European method or whatever, I think it's in kPAs or something like that. But 1.0 is your target. So what I need to do now is go ahead and just go out on the street really quick and just make a couple soft little roll-ins and see if my air-fuel ratio is okay, and just log it and then take a look at it, and then you know, go from there. But other than that, I think I've got it pretty well, everything's set up. So let me just take a quick little drive, and then we'll see what happens. Okay guys, I made a few little passes here, and I'll take you guys along for a ride on one of them. I just can't film and try to pay attention to everything, you know, with the log and the AFR gauges and making sure there's no traffic and all that. But I'll try to, I've got it kind of figured out. I'm starting to make progress. It's starting to pull really good, and getting the AFRs where they need to be. So let me try to film this one while I make a little pass or a little hit. So, believe it or not, I live out in the middle of nowhere, but on the weekends, today is Sunday, there's actually traffic, whereas during the week there's hardly any. So I'm kind of waiting for a car to go by. Popping a little bit, so I'll have to take a look at the log and see what that looks like. All right, so let's take a look at the log really quick. So I adjusted the boost controller a little bit, and I added like 50% duty cycle, and it over boosted. It went up to 318 kPa. I wasn't looking for that. That's why I got a pop out of it. So at least I know I'm on the right track. So that just means I need to go and go to this duty cycle graph here and lower that down to like 25% or 25. Okay, so that should bring that down a little bit. I wasn't looking for that right now. I was looking for more along the lines of around 20 pounds, and that's around 24, 25 pounds. So and then let's look at the AFRs. Aren't terrible during this when it was making boost here. But as soon as it hit right in this area, you can see it went lean. I don't know if you can see that or not. But yeah, it went to 0.88 lean. And let's see where my throttle position was. Okay, that's why it went lean, because of my throttle position. Let me back it up a little bit. Where we were 75% throttle. Yeah, it did get lean. So we're in the 8.82. Yeah, I'm about 50% throttle, 0.82 on the Lambda, 66%, and it went up to 0.92. So yeah, we have a little work to do on the tune. This is going to be much better to put this on a dyno in a controlled environment and get all these little bugs worked out, because I don't want to do damage to the motor just because I'm trying to, you know, rush through it and get the tune, you know, before I get it on a dyno. So but yeah, good progress. I know the boost controller works. As soon as I made that adjustment on the duty cycle, the boost jumped 15 pounds. So that's good news. We know that the spring that's in the wastegate, it should be a good spring for getting me into the you know, 30-pound range, it looks like. So yeah, so the next thing, I'm just gonna make some calls. There's a few people around here in the Central Florida area that are really good tuners. I know Jay at Real Street. I may give him a call, or Induction Performance, they're in Tampa, I believe. May give them a call. But yeah, I think the next thing is we got to get this on a dyno. That would make everything so much better, more controlled environment. That's not even, you know, I'm not even messing with the nitrous yet. So, but anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks for joining me and coming along for this little adventure and this project. So but yeah, I will check you guys next time. Hopefully we'll get at the dyno and go from there. See ya.